the chaos. It's the chaos. It's the chaos. It's the chaos. The countertop chaos. It's the chaos. It's the chaos. It's the chaos. It's the chaos. The countertop chaos.
Hey, it's Countertop Chaos. And I'm Seth. And 'tis the season for the Advent calendar. How fun is that? I am making a coffee from Sweden, from Drop Coffee, and it's from the Drop Coffee Advent calendar. This is my second year of doing a coffee Advent calendar. And I've decided that I love it and I think it's the best thing ever. Last year was good. This year is great. It's wonderful because this is the thing. So I'm going to talk a little more about coffee than I normally do on these things, but it's because it has to do with the thing that I've been thinking about a lot. So the way that this works is every day for 24 days, I have a new coffee to make and to drink. But what I really have, the reason that I really like this and that I really value it is that what I really have is just a moment of ephemerality. So like this is the thing about this coffee, the one that I'm making right now, which I believe is from El Salvador. This is the only time I am going to make this particular coffee. This is it. It's the only time. It's the only time I'm going to drink this particular coffee. And a lot of times, when you've got like a whole bag of coffee, you've got to go through the labor and the thought of how to prepare it right. You know, you got to dial in the grinder to get the right grind settings and make sure that it translates into the right brew time. And you make the first one and you drink it, and you're like, oh, it could have been a little more this, it could have been a little bit more that. And with this, you're just kind of freed of all of that. You've just got to do it the one time. In that one time, you've got to do it the best that you possibly can. And then you're going to drink it and you're going to enjoy it as much as you possibly can. And that's it. Then you move on. Because that was all you had for that one coffee. And maybe for some people that might mean that the pressure is really high because you got to get it right. But for me, it's like, well, I guess this is it. You do what you can and you get on with your life. And given how much of our work I think we're trying to build in a way that feels like it's got some endurance, some persistence to it. The idea that most of the time we don't want to make things that are just one-time throwaways. There's something really freeing about being in a situation where you know that that's it. It happens one time and then it's done. I also like it because it creates a very clear sense of seasonality, that this is a stretch of the year. It is a 24-day period of the year where I'm doing this ephemeral practice that's going to just disappear and go away and be done. Come the 25th, come Christmas morning, we're going to be back to drinking coffees that we're trying to really hone in and dial in. And the truth is we're doing some of that right now anyway, because honestly, I'm drinking more than one cup of coffee a day, of course. But I like the reinforcement of a sense of seasons. Even the idea that like the reason I'm making this video series is because of a sense of the seasons, but like the downside of it, the gray, dreary weather, this is like the upside of it. It's the way that we reinforce a set of habits and practices, and even like beyond just the individual level, like shared cultural understandings that there are some things that really only happen at a certain time of the year. There are ways that you approach and you live into a certain time of year. I've thought about that so much uh, since living in the Netherlands because the winter days are extremely short and the summer days are extremely long. And I don't think I ever fully reckoned on like how much that changes the way that you live your life in those different seasons. Um, and so I like these kinds of different habits and routines that reinforce and fit into the reality of the season. Um, and the coffee advent calendar has been one of those. I don't think I realized that it would cause me any deeper reflection than me want coffee, but here we are. And here this is. I have to say, every single day of this calendar so far, and I won't say how many days it's been, but we're about halfway through. Every single day of this calendar so far, man, the thing about Drop is that it's 24 different coffees that they've roasted. That's That's a lot. That is a feat. Uh, and so far, every one of them, they've just been so consistent. Every single one has been like a 5.5 to 7 minute drawdown using basically the same grind setting every single day. Um, the same like the same level of clarity and sweetness, like even though it's dramatically different flavor profiles every day. It's just been lovely, and now I'm going way too far off on a tangent. But I mean, if you can do something like this in your life, I think you should. I think you should give yourself a sense of the season, whether it's this season, the holiday season, or some other season that you really want to be able to pull down your focus into. Um, so anyway, this is going to be my coffee for today. And this is going to be my little mini celebration of the season. And I know without even starting to drink this that I'm going to enjoy it. Because what always happens is I say, I'm going to enjoy this. And then I walk off camera and I take my first sip. And I feel like there's a whole reel that we could put together of the me stepping off camera, taking the first sip, and then going, oh, it's so good. Because that's what happens every single time, and I have no doubt that it's going to happen again this time. So I'm going to enjoy this, and I hope you enjoy your season.